Pain, chat. Pain, pain, pain. But here we are. Welcome, Colts Nation. Welcome back to another Bring the Juice Colts podcast live stream. Let's see here. I'm gonna fix this. Make sure that my audio is good. All right. So we're gonna react to the Carlie Irsay media conference. Haven't seen it put anywhere yet, but I'm pretty sure it's on Colts.com. Yes. Okay, so it just showed up here. Okay, so there's that. Okay. So let's do this. Oh, Cody's in here. He's gonna join us here in a second. Cody, feel free to join us whenever you can. And as well, guys, just letting you know, this live stream is presented by FanDuel. So thank you guys so much to them for helping us out. As I was saying in another video earlier, NFL playoffs are here. If you bet against the Colts making the playoffs, you probably had a good one. If you have looked at the recent playoffs, it looks like everyone's games is within 3.5 points, except for the Rams versus Panthers. So yeah, I'm interested to see what she actually says in regards to this situation, because obviously there's a lot of different things that are happening. Hopefully it starts actually at 2:30 and not at like their drink every time she mentions injuries. Cody, are you coming back in here? Y'all need to chill out on the drinking thing, man. Jeez. Oh no, I'm at work. Okay. Well, I thought I saw you in here for a second, so. Interested to hear what kind of questions the media has for it. Shout out again. We have over 300 people watching across YouTube, X, and Twitch right now. So please like the stream, everyone. Comment and subscribe. We're just waiting for this live stream to commence. Carlie Irsay-Gordon, owner of the Indianapolis Colts, will be speaking. I think that's the unfortunate part is, Carlie doesn't want to make the wrong decision. And obviously she's trying to, uh, obviously Carlie is trying to make things and not jump to conclusions. But the problem that I have with it is just how the Colts organization has so much faith and so much understanding for Ballard and Steichen. Like, what is it about Ballard that and his success with this team that gives you faith that we are in a good spot with him? I mean, Schefter was on Pat McAfee's show today saying that that's the thing. The Irsay girls, they really like Ballard and Steichen. They have faith in them, and that's why they wanted them to stay. I'm like, I just don't understand that, Colt Blue. She doesn't want to make an expensive mistake. Yeah, that's the other thing too, because if you fired Ballard, then you're going to have to pay his contract anyway this year. So, I mean, could be possible that next year is the thing. I don't know, but my problem is just that if it's delaying the inevitable, then why not just do it now? Brother, if you live in Ohio, but yet you're saying that you're going to want to become a Bengals fan, brother, you are tripping if you think that it's going to get any better being a Bengals fan. Ask every Bengals fan. They will tell you they would rather be a Colts fan. Oh yeah, guys. Our channel turns 7 years old today. Oh, we got audio. Do you guys hear it? We have audio. Or we had audio. Did you guys hear that? Okay, good. You guys heard that. Okay, good. Just waiting on. Okay. Just refreshing, just making sure I didn't mess that up. Oh, come on. They just had. Love that, Icy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right now, we're just waiting for this press conference to start. Haven't seen anything yet. They had the audio turned on for a split second there. I don't think they meant to, but yeah, shout out to everybody watching right now across YouTube, X, and Twitch. Thank you guys so much. Nearly 1,000 people. So keep it coming, guys. Please be sure to like the stream, comment, and subscribe. As you're coming in here, it helps the algorithm, helps to get out to more people. Come on. It's 2:33. Come on. Start this press conference already. Why can't we ever start things on time? It's on Colts.com. I don't know what else it would be on. It might be on X at that time. I'm not sure. That's awesome, man. Shout out from Brazil. Sheesh. Fan base here keeps growing despite what's going on. Well, I love that. Appreciate you guys over there. It says Facebook, YouTube, the app. And I'm pretty sure it's on their site too. So it's obviously here, just waiting on this dang thing to start. We're just waiting here, guys. Almost 1,000 of you in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like the stream, comment, subscribe. We're just waiting for Carlie Irsay to come in and talk to the reporters. Yeah, deep south. I agree, man. Steichen, I don't have a problem with. It's Ballard. Again, guys, we're just waiting. So hopefully a little bit longer. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's not live on. Yeah, it's not live on their thing yet. Well, thank you, Tigran T. Warren, with the $20 super chat. So when can we get some edge rushers? Well, you're going to have to get them through free agency because clearly Ballard can't draft them. Shout out to you for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. Just waiting for some answers. Hopefully we'll get some here shortly once the owner actually comes in. Trying to Yeah, nobody's tweeting anything about it yet. I mean, obviously it's not started just yet. I'm checking on YouTube and on the website right now. And thank you for the $20 super chat, by the way. Greatly appreciated. Hey, we might trade for Max Crosby. Who freaking knows, you know? You might as well give him Michael Pittman and a couple draft picks, and then you can, do whatever. Obviously, the Raiders need some issues. What up, Kirch? Good to see you. Please be sure to like the stream, guys. Once again, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Why does it never start on time? Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Jarius Ashford, my guy, with the $2 super chat. Thank you for that super sticker. Thank you very much. Gold Blue, what you doing? Hey, buddy. Again, please be sure to like the stream, guys, as you're coming in. Comment and subscribe. Thank you all so very much. Colts season is over, and we're just waiting to hear from the owner why they retained Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen. Haven't seen anything yet on YouTube or on the website yet. Icy becoming a new member. What's up? All right, hold on a second. Stop sharing this for a second. I'm going to go to that and take care of that. Appreciate you becoming a member. It's very nice of you. And then we're going to share screen now. Still waiting. Still waiting, guys. You have a stream or you have a press conference that's supposed to start at 2:30, and it is now 2:42, and we still have not seen anything. I haven't seen any tweets from anyone either saying it got pushed back. The Titans have requested an interview with Colts defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo for their head coaching job, so going to have to keep an eye on that. I will say I have my issues when it comes to Lou Anarumo's defensive philosophy at times, but I will say this. Overall, I mean, Lou Anarumo's had to deal with a lot when it comes to that defense, man. I mean, defensive line, injuries, and those edge guys are not really that great. Um, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Um, and then obviously, yeah, that front seven is atrocious. And that secondary with the cornerbacks room, it is had so many issues this year. I mean, again, I don't love Lou Anarumo and what he did this year, but then again, I can't put the entirety on him. I just think overall the defense doesn't have the talent that it should have, especially in the front seven. Front seven, especially. Secondary is fine. Secondary had injuries to deal with. Front seven, that's bad. That's really bad. Still not anything. 15 minutes since 2:30. Yeah, as far as Zaire Franklin's season, very underwhelming. I think he was one of the worst linebackers in the NFL this year at in pass coverage, so it was bad. Just waiting. Probably voted for himself 1,000 times. It's funny, Chris. Were you encouraged by the play of Latu this year? Encouraged? Not really. I mean, here's the thing. I like the fact that he can get after the quarterback. His pressure rate is pretty good. And obviously had 8.5 sacks this year, had a couple interceptions in the pass coverage game. So, I mean, all in all, Latu was your best defensive lineman this year. And, he far from a elite talent, but, it's solid. He's solid right now. But you invested a first round draft pick in this kid. I feel like he should be better. He should be better, and I hope he continues to get better. And I don't know what else to really. Dan Dockage going off on X about Carlie being late. So to answer your question, not really. I like a little bit of what Latu has going on, but I'm not a but I hope he does better. Any chance Ballard drafts Rick or Scott Snyder? I don't know who either of those people are. Mantis, what's up, man? How you doing? Here we go. Yep. Here we go. Hopefully it starts. When does it actually start? I'm just sitting here refreshing pages like I'm an internet scammer, bro. Like, come on. What am I doing here? Groundhog Day for real, dude. I wish we could say that for us. You don't know the Steiner brothers, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I might actually know them, but my brain is fried right now, so I do apologize. Mantis, I saw you at game 4 of the Pacers finals. Love that. Just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. It's been almost 20 minutes and we still have not started. No, I haven't seen anything about the thing being pushed back. I haven't seen anything. And usually I have the the journalists and reporters that typically tell me this stuff. Or usually they're on X reporting it pretty quickly. I mean, they would have had to have reported it quite a while. We have over 2,000 people watching across X, YouTube, and Twitch right now. So please, guys, continue to like the stream, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Breaking news. There's no conference. We all got punked. There's no way. Still haven't seen anything yet, guys. So I don't know what to tell you. We should just change this podcast name to Bring the Mediocrity at this point. Leave for the Army February 2nd. Well, Tyler, thank you for your service, man. Good luck. Stay safe out there. And yeah, man. Congratulations, I imagine. Thank you very much for the service you're going to be providing. So best of luck to you, man. Bring the mediocrity. Need to change some things going on around here. Yeah, shout out to everybody tuning in. Please be sure to like the stream, comment, and subscribe. We are over 20 minutes now, and we have not started this stream yet. streaming for the first round, move up for C downs. Well, I appreciate the super chat, Jarius. Ain't no shot that we can get after Caleb Downs, who's going to be a top 10 draft pick. Do you think Sayin is good enough to win the Natty? Yeah, I think he can be. I think next year he has a better shot. I mean, obviously it was his first year actually playing. So, first time kids, especially when it's your first year actually playing. I mean, you're still learning, right? I imagine he'll be better next year. But again, shout out to everybody tuning in. Over 2,300 people watching right now. We are just waiting for this stream to start. I'm really hoping that we will get something going within the next half hour. I don't know, Evan. We're gonna see what she says, and I don't know how she's gonna sell the fans. To be honest, I don't think you really can because I think everybody has already made up their minds. But you never know, I guess. I should have just started this stream at 2:45. Like, honestly, could have started this stream at 2:45 for you guys. Didn't have to keep you guys in here, but, you know. Over under on 20 minutes. Over under on 30 minutes, man. Man, this is stupid. I have a car that I need to go pick up, and this is what I have to deal with. Still just waiting, guys. This is so stupid. Why is it going to take so long? It's just ridiculous. C4 Snipes in here with the $5 super chat. I think you should at least give Shane one more year, but not Ballard. I mean, I was willing to give Shane Steichen the benefit of the doubt, but I don't want to give Ballard the benefit of the doubt. Derek, how you feeling about Roundtable this week? I don't know, man. Maybe she changed her mind and is firing Ballard. That would be great. Country roads take me home. They cut their YouTube stream. It just disappeared. Really? I never saw it. I never saw it up there. I started my stream at 2:20, and those journalists have definitely been in that room before 2:00. I'm just telling you that right now. To the place. Well, the app's not blank. I'm on the website. I don't know about the app, but I'm on the website, and it still has this up. So. Mountain Mama. I was in the app. We're at 2,600 people watching across X, YouTube, and Twitch. Hey, listen, if you're watching on X, please come over to YouTube and watch it over here. It helps our channel so much more. Do a hard refresh. I'll do another refresh. I mean, I've refreshed about a dozen times in the last half hour. I mean, I believe me, I know it's working. And obviously I haven't even if it was going live on X, I would have gotten a notification. Can we scarf down some breadsticks while we wait? Brother, I did not come prepared for that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I might have to just start bringing breadsticks in here and just have them on standby. I'm going to put a freaking air fryer or something over here, like a toaster oven or something, and just get some bread going so that way it's ready for when shit like this happens. We are now at 30 minutes. We are at 30 minutes. Replace your microphone to a breadstick and your profile picture to a breadstick. Are you an AR truther? No, I'm not an AR truther. I once was, but I'm not anymore. Your lady will whoop you if you bring an air fryer and breadsticks to stream. We got audio. What just happened?
Go ahead, Steve. We'll go back down. I already got that reputation with one guy.
Okay, so we got audio, but we don't have video.
That's the problem.
What is happening? What is happening?
Hey guys, just a reminder, when you ask a question, if you don't mind, just state your name and your media affiliation, please. Thank you.
This is connected.
There we go.
There. All right. Thanks for coming in today. Actually, let me remove this pen. Oops. So thank you guys all for being here. To our fans, my sisters and I want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for your loyalty and support, as always, but particularly this season. You're right to be frustrated with how the latter part of our season went. I'm pissed. We are all pissed. Every season is unique, and this season really was a tale of two seasons in one. We were all encouraged by our first half. We experienced a lot of progress, which gives us optimism for the future and the direction we are heading as a team. Then adversity struck. But no matter what the circumstances are, we have to be able to find a way to win and finish games. Even though we didn't get the results we expected, I'm confident in what we're building and how we're building it. So with that said, Chris will continue as our general manager and Shane will continue as our head coach for this next season. We have been very clear with Chris and Shane that giving them another opportunity means that the sense of urgency for them to deliver and perform has never been higher. Chris and Shane are both capable of facing this challenge head on and finding a way to achieve the results that our fans deserve, which is winning games, getting to the postseason, and ultimately winning championships. Ultimately, though, I am responsible for our team's performance and the promise that we made to be the best. Our extremely disappointing second half of the season wasn't up to our standard, and that falls on
Make
me.
a change.
At the same time, there were moments during the season that gave me reason to believe that we can achieve sustained success under Chris and Shane's leadership. Good design is never done, and as with every offseason, we will work diligently to improve and find a way to win. You guys, I will take questions now.
Carlie, Mike Chaplin, Fox 59. You say the sense of urgency. Does it come with, an implied playoffs or else, or how did you, what do you expect for the end result to be this year?
So I think a sense of urgency, yes, is certainly to win and finish games. I think we had a lot of close games this season, and some of it came down to just being able to finish.
So it's not necessarily playoffs, it's well, I guess.
Well, every year we're going for the playoffs. Does that make sense?
Stephen Holder, ESPN.com. How did you sort of weigh this year and the complexities involved in that versus the entire body of work, whether it be Chris and Shane and both of them together?
Which complexities do you mean?
It's like there's a decision. The decision, it sounds like, was based largely upon how this year played out. But there's also just an overall, Chris's case, 9 years of track record and that kind of thing. So how much does any of that play into this versus just the results this year specifically?
So I would say, Stephen, it all plays into the decision that we make today. I don't think it's an either or, but I think what we saw as far as the progress, and Shane was able to adapt and change the way, as far as how he works on the roster and assembles the roster. And we believe that he is capable of replicating that next season.
Replicating losing 7 in a row, Chad.
Where do you think this team is when it comes to being ready to contend for a championship? Considering you were 8-2 atop the AFC, but also you finished 8-9 and had injuries, things of that nature.
So I think that based on what we had, like I said, the tale of two seasons, what we saw in that first half is we were in a record way dominating offensively. And I think with a lot of the roster moves we made, I think we just have to be able to face adversity better. And I believe in the team.
I hope to stay healthier next year, or that?
Well, I think the hope is always to stay healthier, but I think it's also about, 47 seconds left in Seattle. It's about, like I said, finishing games. Kansas City, you lose your starting quarterback. That's on Chris and Shane to be able to find a way to finish those games, because injuries are never an excuse. Every NFL club is dealing with injuries.
Carlie, hey, Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Everything about this year for you is new. Every experience. So this will be your first time dealing with what you're about to deal with. Maybe you already have fan anger. How does that roll off your back, or does it roll off your back? Just knowing they wanted pink slips, right or wrong, that's what they wanted.
So how does fan anger roll off my back? Is that what you said?
Yeah. How are you responding? How are you feeling about the fact that the whole city seems to want one thing and you've done something else? How are you going to handle that?
Well, like I said, I'm pissed, and I totally get they're pissed. I want to validate them, and we hear them.
Then get rid of Ballard.
That's not the way we ever want to end a season. And I think as we evaluate it, we're going right back to work to make sure that we find a way to finish and win games next year and ultimately get us into the postseason.
How much did, the historical nature of the sauce trade factor into Chris and Shane and everything?
What do you mean by historic nature?
You don't give up 2 first-round picks very often. How much did that say, because we made this trade, we're committing to them,
and committing to, I guess, Daniel Jones past 2026?
Well, it's certainly one of the components out of many that we look at. And like we said, Chris was able to, that wasn't something he'd necessarily done before. And I think we were able to see some progress there. And like we said, we faced some adversity and we just have to find a way to overcome that adversity.
Was there any hesitancy in greenlighting that trade?
No.
James Boyd, The Athletic. Carlie, when you look at Chris in particular, I know you said you have confidence in him to get it done, but where does that confidence stem from when, given his entire resume, there hasn't been a lot of success? 2 playoff appearances, 1 playoff win, 0 AFC Cup titles.
So that's similar to what I think Steven said, or asked me, which I think is, do you look at 1 year or do you look at 9 years? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess how much do you look at the entire resume, and what do you look at within those 9 years to give you confidence that a 10th year, a 10th try will be the year that it goes better for this franchise?
Well, I think you have to look at both. And then obviously I think what Chris knows and Shane knows is that the sense of urgency this year has never been higher to be able to win and finish games. I think we made a lot of progress, but we've got to be able to win and finish games.
How do you think that message has been received by them, or what have you done to maybe express that to them that they've never been higher than this upcoming year versus even last year, saying it was pretty high?
Well,
the sense of urgency is higher than last year.
Okay.
7 games.
That doesn't answer the question.
That's obviously way too long. At any point in there, how much did that give you pause, if at all, that you couldn't find a way out of that stretch? Circumstances being what they were, obviously.
In a pause in what regard?
To give you pause to continue saying, because a 7-game losing streak that's not something you ever want to have to entertain, right? So did that give you any pause before you decided to move forward again?
I think you have to look at, like I said, you have to look at the body of the work over someone's career. You have to look at the season, but you also have to look at, when you're evaluating someone, you have to look at the context of the opportunity. And I think, like I said, what we saw, even though, a losing streak of that nature sucks, to be honest, and it's horrible. And I don't think anyone's going to say, yay, that's good. But I think you have to look at where Chris improved, and that we believe that he's going to be able to replicate kind of what we were on our way to doing before we kind of went through that losing streak.
And one thing to elaborate, you've mentioned a couple times Chris's approach, maybe changing approach. He was obviously more aggressive in free agency. Are those the kinds of things you're referring to there? And is that kind of in line with your vision to some degree? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, I think the biggest one is, the standard hasn't been the standard. The sense of urgency has to be higher, because it has been a good deal of time, and we have to be able to find a way to win and finish games and face adversity better. And certainly there are other, there'll be ongoing discussions with Chris and Shane about what we need to do to adjust and adapt.
Joel here to the Indianapolis Star. What's your evaluation of the quarterback position?
So I would say I'm going to stay in my lane on evaluating the quarterback position, but I think, that was something that was, I think, a great decision. It's really unfortunate with what happened with Daniel. And what we saw, though, was really promising. And I think it's up to Chris and Shane what they want to do.
Carlie, it sounds like you didn't wake up Saturday morning and said, this is what we're going to do. You've known for quite a while that this was the course you're going to take?
So,
with Shane and Chris?
So I think we're always evaluating, on a week-to-week basis. I have a great relationship with both of them, but you're able to see week to week how things are and are they progressing. And I think we made the decision last week.
You told them you guys, you're my guys going forward.
Yes.
One of the questions you talked about the quarterbacks. Is there a place for Anthony Richardson here?
Like I said, I think I'm going to stay in my lane on that one. But it's I feel horrible for Anthony with the injuries that he's had to endure. And I know Chris and Shane are going to do the right thing.
Carlie, Chris and Shane has tied together
What do you mean by tied together?
in that if one
What do you
goes,
mean?
both
What it
goes.
tied together? What do you mean?
2017, 2023.
I think that's probably a question for the same day next year.
Carlie, Jamie Boyd, the
Interesting.
Athletic. I know Chris is going into the final year of his contract. Do you have plans on, or you and the franchise have plans on extending him?
We haven't discussed that yet.
Carlie.
Anthony Calhoun, wish to be, you live this, in your meetings, your practices, been around both of those guys. What gives you the confidence that they can deliver for you next year?
With Chris and Shane?
Yeah.
Well, so like I said, Anthony, I think we saw a lot of progress. Chris was able to, adapt and adjust his approach. I think we saw a lot of improvement there, obviously, before we faced some of the adversity of the latter half of the season. And, Shane's a really young, talented head coach. And I know he'll be the first to admit, and I think everyone in our building, we're always trying to learn and grow. And I think what we saw, though, was we believe that they can replicate what we started off doing, and the sense of urgency to do that has never been higher, and we believe they can do it next season.
Nathan Brown, the Indy Star. I know you said earlier this summer when asked if this 2025 season was going to be a playoff or bust year for Shane and Chris, that didn't have a crystal ball, and injuries can certainly play a factor in that. We saw that they certainly did in lots of ways. Would you say that 2026 is a playoff or bust year for the two of them, or either one of them?
Well, I don't want to be redundant and give you the crystal ball answer again, but I would say, we're going to have to look at how things go through the whole season. But we really believe this decision is based on, we wouldn't make it if we didn't think that Chris and Shane weren't capable of replicating what we saw in the first half of our season and being able to finish through the entire season next year.
So they're just blaming
This was a
injuries.
decision that you reached a week or so ago. Can you take us through, I don't know, how difficult this decision was? I know you talked about what this team has gone through over the latter half of the season, the injuries, the losing streak. How difficult of the decision was it ultimately to decide to bring Shane and Chris back?
Well, it's a big decision, and we take it really seriously. And I think it's something that you have to, like I said before, a football team's a complex organism. You have to look at multiple different factors, and you also have to look at, when you're evaluating someone, you have, based on the context of the opportunity, meaning, there are things that happen that are out of your control. And I think that's part of what goes into it, but it wasn't a decision that we took lightly. My sisters and I, like I said, we promised to be the best, and that's what we're never going to stop working to do that.
Greg Doyle again from the Indy Star. Do you expect, you'll see changes on the coaching staff, coordinators?
Greg, that's probably too, I think Monday, the first decision was kind of deciding what we were going to do at the top, but I know every year we will evaluate all those positions and make sure that, that we're in a position to succeed in all those positions.
You talk about how the important position you and your sisters were mulling this over. Did you ever think about what would Dad do? Did you ever have?
Of course.
I wondered. I don't know if you have talks with him or whatever, but how does that play into it? Because he thrived on stability until it wasn't proved. How did that work? If it did at all.
Well, I think my sister and I feel very blessed to be able to have gone through and see how he handled a lot of these decisions. And ultimately, I think our job is, we have more information than anyone else is going to have. But I think my dad would always say, regardless of what, you have to make the right decision, that when it's right, it's right. And you just that's the direction that you've got to go. But I'm very grateful. I think, whereas my dad he wasn't fortunate to have siblings that, that you can trust and confide in and really, and discuss and really make sure you're making the right decision. Cause I think you got to look at all these different perspectives and take those into account too, because it's a big decision to make.
Carlie, you mentioned earlier that, the buck stops with you and your sisters obviously being at the top. We understand, like, you don't take losing any harder now just because, your father's no longer with us, but you become a little more the face of this, right? Have you processed that at all? Like, people who are angry, those people who you said are pissed, well, pissed at you in part, right? So, I don't know, is there any processing that comes along with that? Is that different? I don't know.
Processing through, you mean?
Just like taking that in. I don't know. It's probably a stupid question, but.
No, yes, that's why I want our fans to know I hear them. I mean, I'm pissed. We're pissed. It's not good enough. It's not up to the standard of what, and it would be, I wish I could hear what my dad would have said. Or tweeted potentially, but but no, certainly I think, we have a great culture in place. We have guys that care so much, and our family, like, we've continued what our dad's always done. We have great relationships with our players. They played their asses off this year. But at the end of the day, like, our fans, we understand and we want to validate that. And, that's, like I said, the sense of urgency to deliver on what we promised sense of urgency goes for us too. It could not be higher.
Probably the finances of, if you make a move, you're paying multiple GMs, multiple head coaches. Did that play a factor into this at all?
We're willing to do whatever we need to do to finish games and win, and to get back to the standard that our franchise should be upholding.
James Boyd, The Athletic. Why do you think this team has been unable to finish games, not just this season, but in years past? Like, since the last playoff appearance in 2020, December, January, this team has not won a lot of games, my friend.
Well, since we're sitting here Monday at the end of the season, I think that's, like, what I said was, that's Chris and Shane's first priority, is to, evaluate that and lay out for us how they're going to resolve that and be able to finish and win games. Because we know we're capable of that. We saw that in the first half of the season.
You were blowing teams out. You weren't finishing games.
Roundtable sports with the sense of urgency to get better now, basically. Daniel Jones, Alec Pierce, both free agents. Is there a level of confidence that you guys can bring them back?
I think I know Chris will do what's right for the franchise. Daniel's a great kid. He's super talented. He's a hard worker. He fits our culture. Alex the same way. And I know Chris will make the right decision for what puts our roster in the best, position to succeed.
Carlie, when you hear 11 years, no division title, 8 years, no playoff win, 5 years, no playoff appearance, what goes through your mind?
Well, Kevin, like I said, I'm pissed about that, but also, I think that's where the sense of urgency has to go up, because I think especially this year we solved a lot of the issues on our roster, and I think that's what I think is really encouraging about next season, is that we are in a position, we need to learn how to face adversity better, but we're in a great position to succeed.
Given those droughts, do you worry about fan apathy at all?
I mean, of course, and I don't blame them. I mean, that's a long time, but I'm excited to give them what they deserve next season to prove that we can deliver on our promise.
Nathan Brown in Star. I know you mentioned earlier in your opening statement, you kind of see this season as almost a tale of two seasons, that 8-2 start and that 0-7 finish. By bringing Shane and Chris back, would you say that that you weighted the good maybe slightly more than the bad? And if that's an accurate way to portray that, why would you say that was the case?
I wouldn't necessarily say weighted the good more than the bad. Certainly the bad sticks, if you're going to go with recency bias, that sticks more in your mind right now. But I think you have to look at the whole body of work and what pieces we were able to put in place. And I think, like I said, we've got to be able to handle adversity better and still find a way to win, because injuries are never an excuse, not in this league.
Okay, let's go last one here.
James Boyd, The Athletic. I know you mentioned injuries and things of that nature. And the piece of your performance, one of them was Daniel for at least half of the season. I know you said that's a Chris decision whether he's brought back or not, but what do you think he gave this team, and how much confidence do you have in him if he is the quarterback that you retain?
So I think Daniel came in here, he knew he had something to prove, and I think he did a great job. He's a great teammate, building relationships with other players. I think he gave a lot of the players on our team hope that we can, we, like you guys said, we've had a drought, and we were able to really show that we're able to execute at a high level on the field. I think it was like I said before, it was promising what he was able to do.
Does the Achilles injury make you hesitant at all, just knowing that is a devastating injury? He has some injury history before that.
I don't know if it's appropriate to comment on his injury.
All right. Okay, thanks.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. So that was Carlie Irsay-Gordon talking to the media about this. Let me get to some super chats here before I get into my. You know what? Honestly, I'll get to the super chats here in a minute, guys. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect from this. Obviously, when you make a decision that the majority of the fan base does not agree with, then almost nothing you can say makes any difference. Ultimately, this just comes down to the fact that she keeps saying the sense of urgency. Well, obviously there wasn't a sense of urgency this year. I mean, I said it in the stream. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And she's saying, like, I'm pissed at how this ended up. And I understand that the fans are pissed. But you didn't do anything to change it. You didn't do anything to change it. And if you're saying that they will do whatever it takes to win football games, then obviously that means that you're not afraid to fire Ballard and Steichen because of the money. So obviously they have this perception, or Carlie has this perception, that Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen at some point, if she gives them enough chances, will figure it out. And obviously we as Colts fans are just sick and tired of every single year there always being more chances and more excuses because nothing changes. Obviously, Shane Steichen's only been here for 3 years. He can only deal with what he's got. But, I mean, look at what other coaches in the National Football League have come in and have done with less and have had more sustained success than the Indianapolis Colts. Guys, Shane Steichen is not a great football coach. He's not a great head coach. He is a middle-of-the-pack head coach and a very good offensive play caller. That's all he is. He is a guy that is not good with clock or game management. He is just good at calling offensive plays. That's all he's good at. Again, we have to talk about it in the fact that obviously what we saw last year, guys, how the locker room was divided because guys weren't showing up to meetings. Guys were stirring up drama amongst not just each other, but with our local media and our national media. And one of the most renowned people that we know in Pat McAfee. I know some people may not care about that, but that's an important thing. There's a lot of Indianapolis Colts fans that are huge fans of Pat McAfee, and it goes way beyond just the Colts fan base. And you got Colts players that are focusing their time on talking smack to him and other people around the league rather than just shutting up and just doing what you need to do. So the problem that you're having is just, and then on top of that, the team culture stinks. That's basically where we're at now. Guys, good football teams do not lose 7 games in a row. Good football teams don't lose 7 games in a row. They don't. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. You do not lose 7 games in a row. I don't care what injuries you have. If you are a good football team with a good culture and you know how to do things, you could have won 1 or 2 of those final 7 games. And then, of course, with Ballard, now we're in the situation of, they were talking about how, Chris Ballard changed his approach. It only took till the 9th season to do that. He was doing his own thing for 8 years, and Jim Irsay allowed him to do that while it never continued to bring us any success. I would have understood the first 5 years of the season. I get allowing Ballard to do what he wanted to do. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, maybe 2021. I can understand that. And then these last few years, we have been saying it over and over again that this guy is not taking the steps necessary to improve this football team. And here we are for the 2nd year in a row with a losing record. We saw the Falcons fire their GM and head coach. We saw the Raiders fire their coach. We saw somebody else just a minute ago fire their coach. Like, other teams are willing to take accountability and fire people that need to be fired, in the sense of, if you're not winning football games, then something needs to change. His body of work? Are you kidding me? What has possibly Chris Ballard shown you that we're headed in the right direction, guys? Yes, Andrew Luck retired the 2nd season after Chris Ballard did this sort of stuff. I get that. But that was 7 years ago. That was 7 years ago. Have you not been able to adjust? Guys, the Colts have had 2 winning seasons since 2020. The Colts went 10-6 in 2020, and the Indianapolis Colts were 9-8 in 2023. That's the best we have. That's the best we have. How many more chances is he going to get? How many more chances is he going to get to prove that he doesn't know what he's doing? That's a great point, Wildcat. Thank you for bringing that up. Haven't had to pay a QB even close to top market money, and somehow the rest of the roster is still awful. That's a great point. You talk about teams that, like the Chiefs or the Bengals or other teams like that, that are paying these quarterbacks insane amounts of money and can't put together the kind of roster that they should be getting. And honestly, I can't even put the Chiefs in there because, like, it does that same thing with the Bengals. But, like, the Jaguars are starting to are paying Lawrence insane amount of money. They're starting to figure it out. They've brought in the guys that are making them good. They have a very good defense. Their offensive line is getting better. Their weapons that they have are working in the system. The problem is when you pay a quarterback insane amounts of money, then you have to be able to draft well because you can't go out and spend big money on big name free agents. You have to draft well. The problem is over the last 5 years, Ballard has not drafted well. Statistically has not drafted well. I don't care what metrics tell you. We are not getting enough production out of anyone. The best first round player that the Indianapolis Colts have had in the last 5 years is Tyler Warren, and you just drafted him. You have spent numerous draft picks on your defensive line, and nobody has shown out at all. Your linebackers, they're starting to get worse and worse by the year. And just this whole I'm pissed thing. Yeah, we're all pissed. We're all pissed that we have another mediocre season. Because people like you, Carlie, won't get rid of the people that are making that happen. Fix it. Do something. I'm only going to assume that she is telling Ballard and Steichen, and I'm going to hope to God, please, I pray to you, that Carlie is saying the sense of urgency has never been higher is code name for you guys need to get this fixed now. No doubt that she's seeing what people are saying about this stuff. But she's obviously not pissed enough if she's thinking that just running it back with the same guys is just going to automatically improve this. Yeah, why is the urgency now important in year 10? It's about to be year 10 now. Year 10, it's not year 9. We have had a decade of Chris Ballard with a losing record and a plethora of different coaches, no AFC South title wins, 1 playoff win, 2 playoff appearances in a decade. All but one other team has made the playoffs since the Colts have made it. And it doesn't result in a change? Why? Did she actually say injuries aren't an excuse? Did she actually say that in there? I might have missed it. Did she say that? She did? Then what's the point in this? If you're going to say that the injuries are no excuse, then why are you giving them excuses as to why you went 8-9? You've had a losing record in 4 of the last 5 seasons as a team. And you want to sit here and you want to tell me that they're going to figure it out? Ma'am, Shane Steichen can't even get his own players to show up to meetings on time. The kid that you all drafted. And he can't show up to meetings. Your captain on your defense can't do anything in coverage and is picking fights with one of the biggest media stars in all of the nation and is calling out people on his podcast saying they're no good. Just for his team and his unit to get absolutely fucking demolished. Oh, I'm going to get so mad, dude. So mad. The problem is next year I'm gonna get excited. I'm going to have the same people that tell me, man, we're gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out. Imagine if the injuries don't happen. Imagine we don't lose our 2 corners and our best defensive linemen and our quarterbacks. That all of a sudden it's going to work out. There's no accountability here, folks. No accountability. None. Colts' second worst pass defense in the NFL, 61 yards behind the Cowboys. That's terrible. And again, I'm telling you, it as bad as the corners were this year because you had a lot of injuries in that cornerback room. I get that. It has more to do with the fact that your front 7 could get no pressure on the quarterback, and your linebackers are a complete liability at anything. And now the problem is like, now Riley Leonard's likely going to be your backup. Odds are Anthony Richardson doesn't. Odds are they don't play Anthony Richardson anymore. To be completely honest with you, they'll probably trade him. And now you have to get Daniel Jones back. I doubt that will be much of a problem because I don't think he's going to cost an insane amount of money. But regardless of whether or not people want to admit it, whether or not, casual fans want to admit it or not, guys, the Indianapolis Colts played a bunch of bad football teams and got lucky on 1 or 2 of them. We beat the crap out of the bad teams. And maybe if we did have Charvarius Ward and Sauce Gardner and DeForest Buckner and Daniel Jones, maybe we do win 1 or 2 of those games. Maybe. Was it still enough to win the division? I don't think it was. I mean, you're seeing what the Texans and the Jaguars are doing now. The Jaguars, they seem to have found a winning recipe. They have a new GM. They have a new head coach in Liam Cohen, who has figured out an offensive game plan for Trevor Lawrence that works, and a defense that is definitely a top 5 defense in the National Football League right now. And then, of course, with the Texans, sure, their offense has been iffy, but that defense is the number 1 defense in the National Football League, and it's like one of the best defenses we have seen in the last decade. But where are we going? Where are we going? Yeah, we had a very historical first 10 games, at least offensively. But you also had an historic 7-game losing streak, too. You're not a good football team and lose 7 games in a row. You're just not. So I'm sure we will break this down more and more. Obviously, now we go into off-season mode. A little over 2 months until free agency starts. Who knows what the Colts are going to do? Who knows what moves the Colts are going to make in the meantime? But yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Well, yeah, I mean, PFF does their own metrics. I mean, Latu is a good player, but he is not a difference maker. He is not a guy that every single game you have to accommodate for him. Latu, the verdict is still out. I'm sorry. It just is. I mean, I'm sorry. But we'll see what happens going forward. I hope that the Indianapolis Colts actually make some moves. And I really hope they start changing this team. And I really hope that we can turn this around. I really hope that the Indianapolis Colts can get things going. But yeah, I'll look at these super chats real quick. Again, I'm sorry, guys. I hope we get Gabe owners from Bishop Sycamore. Oh, geez. Was the question about Sauce Gardner? She answered no on green lighting the trade. Yeah, like I wondered what that was all about. Maybe Chad can tell me. Chris with a $10 super chat. Let me ask y'all a question. We fire Ballard and hire a new GM. The draft is subpar, and we run it back with the same team. We win a championship with Ballard's roster. Was it still a good idea to fire him? Well, I mean, first of all, if you're only including the draft, but even if this team finds a new way to win and the majority of the team is Chris Ballard's roster, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter now because obviously we're not firing him. So honestly, it really doesn't even matter. I already answered that one. Derek started a petition to get Ballard fired. Empty stadium will speak louder than words. Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, if Colts fans don't show up to games, then that'll mess with it a little bit for sure. But serious question: why blame Ballard so much for the second half of the season? Shouldn't that be more on coaches and players? Well, no doubt. Players and coaches are a big issue when it comes to this scenario because obviously player pride and player preparation it wasn't as good in the second half. Obviously, coaches did not game plan and get them ready enough to be able to win those games. But again, it comes down to the fact you, as the GM of this team, is to get the best depth possible. You were supposed to assemble the best roster available to you throughout the season. And then when you started accumulating injuries in every single aspect, it's the fact that the team was not in a good enough spot to be able to win any of those games on the back end of the schedule. When those injuries started happening, you didn't play well enough to get that in there. So, of course, when you're trying to assemble the best roster, and when that roster isn't winning football games in the face of adversity like that, then yeah, it's also on the GM for that. Says that was cringe. The body of work comment irked me because we sucked for 9 years. Is that not enough for body of work? Yeah, I absolutely agree. Justin Woods with a $10 super chat. After 9 years, you can't make an assessment that this team and this culture and this front office staff doesn't know how to finish, and you keep kicking a can saying they can, but they won't. I think that, yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Again, she keeps saying that I know they have the ability to do it. Then why haven't they done it? Sense of urgency now means it wasn't there before, which is its own separate problem. Yeah. Again, we keep saying like the acceptance of mediocre from this franchise just spews out everywhere. Well, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't have a lot of confidence in this team going forward. I'm gonna probably hop off here now, but I do appreciate everybody who tuned in with me for this. The Colts are running it back, and and we're gonna just see how good or bad it ends up for this team. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I will continue to make more videos about this. We'll continue to do more, obviously, because regardless of how much I dislike the direction that this team is headed, I am still going to support the Colts because I am a Colts fan through and through. So, but that's going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you again so much for all the support. Greatly appreciated. And as always, go Colts. Shout out to FanDuel.